Oh my God, yay for you. You have made it to phase three, the harmonious healing phase. Oh my God, you've done so much work up until now. So let's go ahead and start, getting it in where the real magic happens. Now, in the harmonious healing, as usual, we have three lessons this is broken down into. So real quick, we're going to talk about forgiveness. We're going to talk about love, and then we're going to talk about how you can go deeper so that you can fast track your energy and use it to intuitively make confident decisions. So, without further ado, lesson 7, the ultimate freedom. Forgiveness is a central concept that is closely linked to the idea of freedom. The text teaches that forgiveness is the means by which we can release ourselves from the grip of the ego and awaken to our true nature as beings of love. The ego is the source of all fear, guilt, and conflict. It is the part of our mind that is identified with the body and the material world and that seeks to protect and defend the self at all cost. The ego creates a sense of separation from others and from the divine, which can lead to feelings of loneliness, anxiety, and unhappiness. Forgiveness is the means by which we can release ourselves from the ego's grip and experience a sense of inner peace and freedom. It involves letting go of our judgments and grievances toward ourselves as well as others and choosing to see them with love and compassion instead. By forgiving ourselves and others, we can release ourselves from the past and create a more positive and empowering future. Forgiveness also frees us from the cycle of guilt and blame. When we hold on to resentments and grievances, we create a sense of victimhood and resentment that can keep us trapped in the past. By choosing to forgive, we let go of these negative emotions and create space for love and healing to enter our lives. Ultimately, forgiveness is seen as the means by which we can awaken to our true nature as beings of love. By releasing ourselves from the ego's grip and choosing love over fear, we can experience a sense of inner peace and freedom. Now, our learning goal is how freedom is the ultimate for it is the ultimate forgiveness, or how forgiveness is the ultimate freedom. So, forgiveness is important in the feminine energy because it is a way of releasing negative emotions such as anger, resentment, and bitterness. These emotions can create blockages and disrupt the flow of our feminine energy, which is characterized by openness, receptivity, and nurturing. Now, in many cultures, forgiveness is traditionally associated with the feminine because women are often expected to be more forgiving and understanding than men and to prioritize relationships and harmony over individual needs and desires. But this does not to say that forgiveness is exclusively a feminine quality, but rather that it is often emphasized in the feminine energy. Forgiveness can also be seen as a form of self care. When we hold on to grudges and resentments, we create emotional and mental stress for ourselves. Forgiving others and ourselves can help us let go of this stress and create a more peaceful and positive inner state. Now, this in turn can help us to access and embody more feminine energy. Overall, forgiveness is an important aspect of feminine energy because it helps to cultivate emotional openness, promote relationships and connection, and foster a sense of inner peace and well being. Now, let's talk about the F word, right? It's freedom, right? But who do you need to forgive? And how is it a cleansing of the soul? Also, it's hard to let go because sometimes we don't want to, but we still need to in order to create that openness. So, first, forgiveness is a key aspect of releasing negative emotions such as anger, resentment, and bitterness. When we hold on to these emotions, they can create a sense of heaviness or negativity in our energy, which can make it difficult to connect with our desires and our feminine energy. Forgiveness also helps to release the ego's grip on our thoughts and our beliefs. The ego often seeks to protect and defend the self at all costs, and it will create limiting beliefs and patterns of behavior that hold us back from reaching our true desires. By forgiving ourselves and others, we can release ourselves from the ego's grip and open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities. In addition, forgiveness is an essential aspect of cultivating compassion and empathy, which are key aspects of feminine energy. Feminine energy is characterized by qualities like intuition, empathy, and compassion, which are essential for creating meaningful connections and others meaningful connections with others and cultivating a sense of inner harmony and balance. Now, by cultivating forgiveness, we can also cultivate a sense of self awareness and self love, which are essential for connecting with our deepest desires and passions. When we hold on to negative emotions and resentments, we can create a sense of self doubt or self criticism that can block our connection to our true selves. Overall, forgiveness is an essential aspect of connecting with our desires and our feminine energy. By releasing these negative emotions, opening ourselves up to new possibilities, and cultivating compassion and empathy, we can create a greater sense of inner harmony and balance that allows us to connect with our true selves. Now, let's talk about the act of forgiveness. Forgiveness can be challenging, okay? It's a challenging process, especially if you're feeling resentment or you're feeling resistant or stuck. However, there are some practical ways that you can start to forgive, even if it feels difficult at first. And here are some suggestions. So, practicing self compassion. It's normal to feel resistance or hesitation when it comes to forgiveness. Being gentle with yourself and acknowledging that this is a challenging process helps. Identifying the source of your resistance. So, trying to identify what is causing your resistance to forgive. Is it fear? Is it anger? Is it guilt? But once you identify the source of your resistance, you can just start to address that emotion more directly. Journaling about your feelings. You know, you guys knew I was going to say journaling, right? So, writing down your thoughts and feelings about the situation or person you are trying to forgive can be a helpful way to process your emotions and gain clarity. Also, practicing empathy. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and understand their perspective. This can help you to see them with more compassion and understanding, which can make forgiveness easier. Visualization techniques also help. Imagining yourself forgiving the person or the situation and visualizing yourself experience a sense of inner peace and freedom as a result. And if you really need to, reach out to a friend or a therapist about your feelings and experiences because sometimes just talking things out can help you gain a new perspective and feel more open to forgiveness. I want you to remember that forgiveness is a process and it may take time and patience to work through your resistance. Be gentle with yourself and take things on one step at a time. But by practicing self compassion, identifying the source of your resistance, and using practical techniques like journaling and visualization, you can start to open yourself up to forgiveness and create a greater sense of inner peace and freedom. Now, with this lesson, I do have some journal prompts for you to use, as well as a forgiveness meditation and a ritual to help you forgive. I understand that when you feel as though you've been wronged or someone has done something to you that is just unexcusable, it's very hard to forgive. But I want you to know that by holding on to that grudge, it actually takes up a lot of your energy and it brings it down to a lower vibrating frequency. It really is easier in the grand scheme of things for you to manifest your true desires and come closer to God in love to let it go and forgive than it is to try to hold on to it. As you work through these, if you're stuck, if you need clarity, or if you found out, hey, I released something here and I got some freedom, please, in the group, hashtag forgiveness. And I will be glad to celebrate with you, help you further, or assist you in any way that I can. Let's go ahead and wrap up lesson 7. Learned emotions can create blockages and disrupt the flow of feminine energy, which is characterized by openness, receptivity, and nurturing. And forgiveness is a way of releasing negative emotions such as anger, resentment, and bitterness. I want you to remember, all right, that we want to know that we are trying to promote relationships and connection and foster a sense of inner peace and well-being. And while this will take practice and this is a process, don't give up on it. I promise you, as you allow more compassion and love and forgiveness for yourself, it'll be easier for you to do for others. In the next lesson, we're going to be talking about the ultimate creator, which is love. I can't wait to see you in the next lesson. Until then, I wish you all the love and light.